It is also true that America is one of those unique nations because we have patterns like ancient Rome, like ancient Israel, like ancient Babylon, and even like Egypt. Let me give you a couple of these. Number one, this is an Egyptian picture, the Great Pyramid in Giza, Egypt. We have the Great Pyramid on the back of the $1 bill. The all-seeing eye of the pyramid is said to be the all-seeing eye of God. However, in Egypt, it was Horus or Ra who was looking down on the nation. The Washington Monument was a monument to the sun god Ra. And again, we're not saying that that's what we made it. Our founders took it and redeveloped it. But I'm saying this is Egypt. That's where it came from. We're just simply telling you where it came from. The Egyptian leader was called a young lion among the nations. Egypt had a 5-pointed star that represents the 5 forces of nature, and our flag has 5-pointed stars on our flag. The Statue of Liberty, which we call her Lady Liberty, was patterned similar after the Egyptian goddess Isis. The phoenix bird, which never dies but reemerges and redevelops itself, was actually the first bird representing America, and it was later changed to the eagle being, of course, an emblem of ancient Rome. Now, Bill, go back in with the people, because most people would not be aware of this unless they followed our ministry for many, many years. But back in the year 2008, it happened, oddly enough, the week of the inauguration. Tell us what was being read in the synagogue, in Jewish synagogues that week, and what we began to predict based on patterns. Okay. If you'll go back and go and talk about the patterns that we talked about.
Well, first of all, I want to go back to the first program we did in this series. I said, when we discuss all the different similarities, I'll get it out here in a minute, that we have with all these different ancient cultures, I said, if you're going to pin me that, I'd say that America probably identifies more with Egypt than any other, and because of some of the things that you just listed here. You know, the obelisk, the Washington Monument, that has direct links back to Egypt, and so on and so on. So that being said, when we saw the election results in 2008, of course, the inauguration came in January 2009, I had already seen, and we had discussed, that the Torah portion, the way they were lining up was interesting.
And the week in the synagogue.
Right, they're divided up into different portions.
Yes.
Right. So when we get into January 2009, specifically on the day of the inauguration or that week, the Torah portion is called Shemot, which is, we would say, Exodus, and it's the beginning of the story of the Exodus. And in that Torah portion, it talks about how that after the death of Joseph and that generation, how there arose a king who didn't know Joseph, and which is to be understood to mean, it's not that he didn't know who he was, it's just that he didn't regard him. He didn't respect him. And you have to keep in mind that Joseph is why Egypt became the superpower that it was. So he didn't respect or regard that which made Egypt great, but actually began to see God's people in Egypt as a threat. They're more and mightier than we are. And so he goes to his counselors and he says, we need to devise a very wise plan how to keep these people down. Well, first thing, once again, is the inauguration in January 2009 coincided with the Torah portion, which included this new king who arose, who didn't know Joseph, who identified God's people as the enemy, and who began, along with those in his government, for lack of a better word, began to implement policies that were designed to keep God's people subjected and in the land to be.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more for bondmen.
All right. Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Westerns, and the foreign Israelites that look like the nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Cut off the stove real quick. Had to light my incense and whatnot. So as I was saying, scattered across the four corners of the earth, want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Yahawah is the name of the Heavenly Father, who everybody ignorantly calls God. Bahasham means in the name of in the ancient Hebrew. And then Yahawashi is the Holy One of Israel, a so-called Negro, who was slain at the foundations of the earth for the salvation of the elect on this side, and 2/3 will come in and the kingdom, after the destruction. So want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, wouldn't we part of that number? Lord, wouldn't this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities? His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5, it is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. So to water for anybody coming in on the comment board heading on after, Yahawashi, Barak, Atham. We'll get into a couple articles, not a lot, that, got a couple of them that's edifying to the flock. And the title is, it's these Muslims, they're over there chanting Allah Akbar by the 9/11 memorial, and it's causing like some anger, to those people over there, them Edomites, so-called white men. And then Israel will make you miss Hitler. It's another article that the Lord put spirit on me to deal with, and then various end time topics. Now we know that the ones that say they're Israel over there right now are not Israel, because as we've seen in that video when you first watch, it talks about the similarities between old Egypt and America, Babylon the Great, because this is the new Egypt. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 8 says this is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Talks about the dead bodies lying in that great city. That's talking about the Israelites that are spiritually dead to this understanding. That's what it's talking about. And it's spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Because why? Because there's Sodomites all out here. You got the fruit roller flag, and then Egypt basically means bondage, slavery. That's why they got the pyramid on the dollar. This is the new basically physically Egypt, spiritually Egypt, and then physically Sodom, Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why this place is going to get destroyed by fire, and it's the system of it is a revived Roman type of system, revived Roman Empire. Okay, that's where you get the eagle from. Okay, this is what the video is telling you. It was part of our curses to come over here and be bound here until we get saved by Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Lord willing. So we're going to get into these articles, Lord willing, edifying to the flock. And we're going to start right here. One that's not going to do with the title. I want to point this out first. And it says, Texas teen kills friend because he wanted to commit homicide for a long time. So that's the only reason why this Edomite killed his friend, man. Because he just wanted to kill somebody for a long time. Who else only thinks that unless you're like genetically made to be wicked, And that's how Esau, even the so-called white man, is. And then they do their wickedness, and then they be like, I'm sorry, and they're not sorry. You can't trust Esau, Edom, man. They're demons. And sooner or later, this whole world's about to find that out. That you got still 2/3 of our people that are trying to be best friends with Esau, they're trying to be cool with him. And he's going to end up killing you just because he wants to kill people, because that's what he does. And the scriptures prove that. This is Ecclesiasticus, okay, which is in the Apocrypha. I always talk about it. The Bible Destruction Group took these 15 books out of the Bible in the 1800s, and now we have them back. This is one of them. So the book of Ecclesiasticus, which is the book of Sirach, chapter 14, verse 7, right? And it reads, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. And that's talking about Esau, even the so-called white man. You know, he does things unwillingly. Like he like if he's trying to help you out or something, it's not really like to help you. It's to like get him somewhere later, you know? And it says, in the last, he will declare his wickedness. You see? In the last, he's going to declare his wickedness, just like him with his friend. He just killed his ass because he was like, I've been waiting to kill somebody for a long time. That's how they think. They're made to be wicked. You know, that's why go look at history and see what all the so-called white man's done to all the people of the earth. And you tell me they ain't wicked. They're wicked, man. And now we get here to the end of the road, and they want to build all these churches and say they the people of the Lord and they love so-called Jesus Christ when J's weren't invented until 1542. And they're out there talking about they're righteous and they love everybody. You motherfuckers raped and pillaged and robbed and destroyed the whole land. But now you're just, let bygones be bygones, right? We've been in slavery 500 years plus. Let bygones be bygones, right? No, Lord's going to judge them for what they've done, So that's what, they don't get, you know what I mean? So we're going to keep going. This is Isaiah chapter 59, verse 7. And it reads, this is in the Old Testament, their feet run to evil. They make haste to shed innocent blood. See, that's what they do, right? Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Iniquity means sin upon sin. Wasting and destruction are in their paths. And that's how they've been. Like you go look up how long America, Babylon the Great has been at war since they've been here. Like, let's get accurate with it. I've done it before, but I want to do it again. Because they're all about peace here, right? Well, let's find out. Like it's been like 7 years here. We ain't been at war. So it says, this morning I discovered an interesting statistic. America, Babylon the Great has been at war 93% of the time. 93% of the time that this place, has been established. Okay, it's been at war 222 years out of 222 out of 239 years since 1776. And you got to understand that in 1702 they was at war to establish this place. So they was before this place was established. Okay. With the northern tribe, so-called Native Americans, which in the Bible are the Benjamites. Benjamin, like Paul, he was a Native American, okay? And that's what they don't tell you this stuff, So we're gonna get over here, and we're gonna put in one more precept, and we're gonna deal with another article I got. So we're gonna go back to Isaiah. We're gonna go to 57, verse 20. Right. You got these people out here talking about they know the Lord, especially some she know the Lord. Well, you sure didn't read 1 Corinthians chapter 14, where it says a woman ain't even supposed to be teaching the word. You're supposed to be in silence. And it's a shame for you to speak in the church. And this is like church, because the Lord dwells in a temple not made with hands. As a reason acts. But the women, they're, in this sense of thinking that like y'all are just like free to do whatever you want. Well, you better get ready. The Lord's going to put your ass in World War III, and you got to fight like a man for your freedom, since you don't need no man, and you're just like, oh, we don't need y'all. You're just don't do nothing for us. We're going to find fuck out. It's Isaiah chapter 57, verse 20. But the wicked are like the troubled sea when it cannot rest, whose waters cast up mire and dirt. Right? Verse 21. And when we say women, when we talk about women, we're talking about the wicked women. Okay, there's righteous women out there. There's women who are turning back from their wickedness and coming to the Lord. So we're not talking about them. We're talking about the ones who have gotten the warning and they're like, fuck y'all. That's the ones we're talking about. That's going to get caught up. The ones that take heed, that's of Israel, are going to they're going to come to it. I ain't doing all the guests, bro, because, I don't like to be interrupted. So it says, there's no peace, saith my power to the wicked. Okay. There's no peace. That's cool. You can follow me, Daniel Miller, whatever. That's cool. Like it's whatever, man. We just don't debate. We just teach the scriptures, how it was taught to us by the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. And that's it, man. You're going to take heed or you're not, and that's on you. Well, we don't do like the churches. We ain't going to debate with you. If you want to do it, do it. And you say you believe in the Most High, right? Well, the Heavenly Father, his true name is Yahawah. That's the ancient Hebrew, So, you want to get knowledgeable into this. And if you do believe in the Most High, what are you supposed to do? It says we're supposed to edify the sheep. He told Simon Peter to feed his sheep 3 times. We're obligated as men to serve Israel. If you are of Israel, you got to be of Jacob, a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian, Haitian, or the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations from that seed line, And a lot of people say they love the Most High, but it's actions. Your actions prove if you love the Most High, And you got to start knowing his names, because God is just a title. His real name is Yahawah, So if you didn't know, you learned a little bit. After I get done doing this lesson, maybe let me go ahead and do it real quick. This is my my YouTube channel, and you can go in there and go get learned up, and I got it on my community board. It's not just me doing this. I'm a new brother. But there it goes. You go find that on YouTube and go get learned up about Yahawah, Bahasham, and Yahawashi. Because if you're not calling on that name, bro, you're through. So as it says, Isaiah chapter 57, verse 21, there is no peace, saith my power to the wicked. Okay? They don't know peace. That's why we know there's nothing but destruction coming to this place, because the wicked are in rulership, So we're going to get over here to this next article. And they over there, the Muslims are over there, they're causing a whole lot of ruckus in New York right now. And it says, so Allah Akbar, chant by 9/11 memorial sparks fury. And it's just kind of, a movie yesterday that we was watching about this is a young woman, and, she was a Muslim, and she would have her hair covered and whatnot. And she went and tried to go be with these people, man, with ISIS. She tried to marry one of them and date one of them and whatnot. And he ended up going off to the war. So she had to go back to Amsterdam, where she was from, and these people ain't playing, man. They really are, because in the scriptures, it says that our weapons aren't carnal, and they use carnal means to take over whatever they want to do, just like Esau eating the so-called white man, That's how they do things. And, just like I said yesterday, Israel doesn't have a military. Like true Israel doesn't have a military because we were cursed. We were scattered across the four corners of the earth and put into slavery because we sinned against the Lord. So we don't have a military. We're just out here, don't have no dwelling place. So, it says a video of pro-Palestine protesters shouting Allah Akbar outside New York City's World Trade Center has led to fury online, whatnot, because still got these, America Babylon the Greatians, these America Babylon the Great Edomites, like, how could you do that? We're just so honorable and our land is, you need to respect us. But no, okay, they did that whole thing was set up. Okay, so they could go to war. That's how they do it. They make counsel and make war. Anybody with a brain knows that was, an inside job. And there's plenty of things to prove it. Like even when you go, I got a video that talks about Back to the Future. It's literally a 30-year warning of that event. Okay, this shit is not some just random ass shit happening. Okay, the Lord, makes men do what they do. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24, men's goings are of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? The Lord got these demons doing the peace is not in their mind. Okay, they cause chaos to make a solution. That's how the elites are. Amalek, the first descendants, the Rothschilds, ones who own all the shit, So this is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 17. Okay. And it's showing that they're mad. They're mad at this place. That's why they're out there chanting that stuff. And you got a lot of other people that are mad at this place. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 17. Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. And that's what you're seeing them out there chant and yell and come at this place, man. That's what you're seeing. That's what we're seeing. Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. And it reads, and this is what's going to happen. Because when you look in the Revelation 17, it talks about the 7 heads and the 10 horns. It's talking about those kingdoms that follow America Babylon the Great. That's what it's talking about. And it says, in the 10 horns, which thou sawest upon the beast, right, which is the system, these shall hate the whore, which is talking about America Babylon the Great, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. What's that? They're going to use the intercontinental ballistic missiles to burn this place up, man. That's why they're doing that. Joel 3:10 says, beat your plowshares into swords. Your agricultural weapons, agricultural tools, and money that you're using on that and turn in nukes. That's what they're doing right now. That's what all the nations are doing. So while that's going on, Israel, while they're supposed to the land of Israel, who's in Israel right now, who claim to be Israel, they say that they're just, they're so righteous, right? Well, they're about to show you that they're not Israelites. Those are Edomites. Those are so-called white people over there right now in our land. Okay. Article says Israel will make you miss Hitler. NATO ally warns. Okay. And, Hitler was, he was like on that, blonde hair, blue eyes, Edomite shit, man. Okay. So trying to tell you, they're Edomites. So right now, I don't know how to say his name, but in Turkey, they're in the Bible as Gomer. Okay, they're Gomer. So it says President Turkish recap Tayyip Erdogan, a member of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, likely in Israel's war against Hamas to the Holocaust, they're going to get more wicked. They're going to start doing way more shit. But when you look in the scriptures, it talks about three transgressions that Gaza made against them. This Esau destroying his own people. That's why that's talking about this right here. Demons casting out each other, blowing each other up. We can't do it. We don't got no weapons. Okay, Jake barely damn go to the store get himself a damn glass of wine. Okay, it's a sploose juice. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get over here. We're gonna keep it simple. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. So we know they're gonna come down with great wrath. We know they're gonna be some damn demons, because they're not the righteous chosen people of the Lord. Because it said our weapons aren't carnal. We ain't out here with a whole bunch of phosphorus bombs and shit. That's what Israel got right now, and they're using it on Gaza. We don't have that shit. We damn slaves down here. It's Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So he knows his time's almost up, you know? He knows his time's almost up, you know? So that's Jesus. Yeah, I'll go ahead. You won't use that name Jesus, but you said Jesus. You got the little italic in it. So, all right, whatever. You know? So we're going to get over here and type in another one. And for all those people out there, you know, you men out there who say you love the Lord so much, you better start getting your ass to work, because the Lord's going to give you over to these devils if you're not working for him. And that's why we keep trying to tell Jake this work is very important, you know, because the Lord will give you over to these devils. Let me get on up over here, you know. And it reads, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 68, another book out of the Apocrypha. And it says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle. What's that, being idle? Not doing nothing, not doing the work, not doing videos, not edifying the flock, not learning, you know, you just chilling, like, oh, whatever, doing whatever you want to do. He gonna give you over to, it says, with things offered unto idols. He gonna give you over to this devil, and they gonna chip your ass with that MOTB, that mark of the beast, the charagma, the grain of rice you put in your right hand or your forehead. You got it to sell or get to buy or sell. It's not something spiritual. That's something physical. It's an incision. That's what charagma means. When you look up that word mark in Revelation 13:16, it means incision. It's an incision, man. You know? And the Lord's going to give you over to that shit if you don't get your shit together. You know? And they always talk about, you know, you got some of these Christians, they just holier than thou. So like, why are you cursing? And why are you, you know, like, but it even said that Paul had rude speech, you know? It even said Paul had rude speech. And Paul was, you know, he was devoted to the Lord. But right here, we'll probably pull that up in a second. But it said, why do Israel's enemies claim it harvests Hamas terrorist organs? Okay, so they're claiming that Israel over there right now is harvesting their organs too, and they've been doing stuff like that. And that's showing you what? They showing them horns. They showing they some devils, man. Okay, they doing all types of wickedness. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up, because all I got is like 2 more articles with a couple precepts, and then we gone. This is gonna be a short lesson. So I want to just pull this up real quick. You know, like in the scriptures, it never says that rude speech. That's what rude speech is. You know, shit, damn, hell, you know, fuck, you know, all this stuff is not bad. Okay. It's just rude speech. The Lord don't care about that, or the prophets wouldn't been doing it. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 6. Yet not in knowledge, but we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things. And that's what we're doing. We're showing ourselves manifested, as prophets by what? Teaching you the right names of the Lord. Doing it every day, breaking it down the scriptures to you, making it link up to prophecy, because it's a prophecy. It's not just like you just go to church and you dip in some water and you save. Save from what? We telling you getting saved from what? Destruction coming. Intercontinental ballistic missiles, like real life shit, And they're not doing that in the church. They're just telling you you're saved, and throw a couple dollars in the offering bucket and take your ass back to work. That's all they're doing. So we go over here, and these devils as Israel was back in the day, but we're in a different time now. Like we don't take vengeance. We're not the ones who's going to execute vengeance. The Lord's going to do that. We're just going to wait, and we're not going to fuck with nobody. Lord willing. It says to be at peace with all men is possible. We're going to try to be at peace with everybody, but we ain't just don't just let anybody just run over us. But we're going to try to be peaceful. We're going to try to divert it to where look, we don't want no problems. You don't believe in what we believe in, just leave us alone. That's what we want to be like. It even talked about the prophets. If they were persecuted enough, just flee into the next city. Just go into the next city, dust your shoes off, and leave, because that place is finna get blown up. Just get out of there. Go to the next city and start teaching there. So, Republican faces backlash for praising plan to kill, fruit roll-up people. The happy people is what, we try to say, not to, mess with the algorithm. They start talking about some hate speech or whatever. So, this is how Israel got down back then, but we're not doing that now. We're under grace, but grace, mercy is seasonable. Okay. As it says in Ecclesiasticus, it says mercy is seasonable. So it's a season. You got a time period to get your shit together before the Lord comes back. So this is Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. So if you are a fruit roll up, you going off, you doing all that shit, you can repent. If you Israel, if you Jacob, you can repent and come back, and start forever. So Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13, if a man also lie with mankind, right, as he lieth with a woman, and it's vice versa, it's with women too, like women ain't supposed to lay with women either, it's on both sides, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And that's how it was back then. And now you seeing them days of old being rejuvenated. Okay. They over here talking about they coming up with plans how to do it. And the Republicans is like, yeah, we should do it, but they're still wicked, of course. Their motives are different. They're not killing them to keep wickedness out of the earth. They just want to kill people. Just like that one kid, he just killed his best friend just because he wanted to kill somebody for a long time. Like, what the fuck? What kind of excuse is that? This is Romans chapter 12, verse 19. And it reads, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves. See, we don't avenge ourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. The Lord's going to repay. Vengeance is the Lord's. We're not taking vengeance. We're just warning you that he's finna come take vengeance on those who don't believe in him. And when he's talking about vengeance, it's a serious type of vengeance, because when you look in this passage, in the middle of the sentence, vengeance is actually capitalized. So it's like, usually they don't do that in the scriptures. They don't just capitalize a certain word in the middle of a precept, unless it's really emphasizing something. So we're going to go look up that word real quick in Romans 12:19 in the Blue Letter Bible, which is like a concordance. Basically shows you like the words in the Greek and then the Latin, Arabic, Hebrew, whatnot. But to learn the Paleo Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew, you got to have the teachers for that. You know, they don't teach that. Only our teachers teach that, you know. And I don't know all the Hebrew, you know, I'm still new. Like I said, I only been in the truth for about a year. So I'm still learning every day. You know, it's a very long song. There's many notes, but they all sum up to, you know, one song. You know, so vengeance, right? G50 1557. Right?
Strong's G 1557. Ekdekesis. Ekdekesis.
That's how you said, and it says vindication, retribution, right? Punishment, revenging. I want to look up that word vindication. You know, it's a different type of vengeance. It's like a righteous vengeance, you know. You know, when you got these heathens talking about vengeance, it's not righteous. All right. Vindication is what it's saying. Proof that someone or something is right, reasonable, or justified. Like this vengeance is going to be justified. It's like it's justice. This is true justice, you know, for what they've done to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American. This is what's coming. True justice. You know, these governors and these lawyers and these judges, you know, they act like they're giving out righteous judgment. They're giving out unrighteous decrees, and the Lord's going to bring real judgment. That's that vengeance. You know, said he's going to bathe his sword, his blood. He's going to bathe his sword, you know, with blood, and it's going to stain all his garment, you know, on Idumea, the so-called white man, and the other 16 nations that's with them, you know. Because Jacob's the only one who's given the commandments, you know, as it says in Psalms 139. They're the only ones who understand his commandments and his judgments. Nobody else in the earth understands and never will. But you will when he does it, when he executes it, you will understand and learn righteousness. That's what we can tell you. So we got one more. It says rogue wave sweeps away onlookers in California. So this is just a little short clip I wanted to play.
A powerful storm system is slamming the U.S. western coast, bringing with it dangerously high surf and flooding. Just north of Los Angeles, a rogue wave crashed over the seawall on Thursday, sweeping away everything in its path. 8 people were taken to hospital, and the threat isn't over yet. Coastal flood and high surf alerts stretching from the U.S.-Mexico border to north of the Bay Area will remain in place throughout the weekend.
Yeah, motherfucker moving cars and everything. You see? Of course, over here in my other thing, y'all can't see it or whatever, but, you know, you can go type it in or something. It's in the news, you know? And that's why I put my shit at the bottom, my little channel. You know, you can actually go watch the video or whatever if you feel like doing that. So, you know, we're just going to tie this into the scriptures and then we go. Luke 21:25. And it reads, and this is Yahawashi speaking, who everybody ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. This is Luke 21:25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. What's the signs of the moon? Blood moons. Seeing a lot of blood moons this year. You know what I'm saying? All that's signs. And then the sun is like solar flares, stuff like that. Those are signs, you know, and in the stars, you know, the northern lights changing all these different weird colors, you know, whatnot. And upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity. And that's what's going on right now. Like it's a distress in the land. You know, you walk around and nobody don't say it, but everybody's in distress, you know, more mentally right now. But you got some that are really physically in stress. Like them people who just standing over there on the shore and got car washed away, everything. Everything was underwater over there in like 10 minutes, you know? And that was just like a little walkway where people normally walk over there in New York. And it says with perplexity, what? The sea and the waves roaring. That's what we're seeing. You know? Verse 26, men's hearts And heart means la'ab in the Hebrew, which means your mind, because your heart just pumps blood. Your mind is your heart, you know, what you put your time into, you know, what you think about the most. So men's heart failing them for fear and looking after those things which are coming on the earth. What's that? Judgment. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken with what? The missiles. It said that the earth will toss to and fro like a drunkard. That shit's gonna cause tsunamis, earthquakes, all types of shit when the missiles hit America, Babylon the Great. That shit's gonna be televised. All right. It's gonna be televised around the world. And it talked about the merchants will be weeping for this place because they ain't gonna be making no more bread. You know? So that's what I got today. Try to make it real quick and try to make it too long. As usually, you know, my screen's just been in the middle of me doing my lesson. It just freezes, you know, so whatever face you got on there, that's what you got. So Shalom to elect Israel, to the hopeful elect Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, and the foreign Israelites that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of the earth. Want to give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. Got to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone led me to this truth and been ordained by the Lord to teach the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and so forth, the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the elect and to the hopeful elect. Lord, wouldn't be part of that number. Lord, wouldn't this be edifying to those who fear the name of the Lord and the striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day to the best of their abilities. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. It is not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9 is unto a ring. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 42. Wa abab abal, the water for tuning in. Yahawashi Shai Barak Atham. Lord willing, we'll be able to exalt the name of Yahawashi Shai yet another day. Kwam Yasharallah. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.